fellow hobbyists. Got a new kit I wanted to share with you. This is the Tamiya Jeep Wrangler YJ. This is on the CC01 chassis. Chassis that's actually been around since the early 90s. They had these. This is a re-release. The original Jeep YJ, I think came out in 94. And obviously this one has been out for a couple of years now. But, you know, I'm kind of a fan of the CC01. Thought it'd be kind of fun to do the Jeep. I've never built the Jeep. I've built a lot of the other models. And figure it might be kind of cool to put this through kind of a build series. Figure we'll start with an unboxing, show you what's included, what some things you need to purchase to make this thing work. And then we'll build it fairly well stock. And then take it through several steps on improvements and things that you can do to improve the capability of this vehicle. So, first things first, we got to open it up. All right. Yeah, it's packed in there pretty good, isn't it? Obviously, first things first, highly detailed body set. Hard plastic material on this one. Not all of the CC01s are the hard plastic body. This is more like a model kit, this body set. Some of them are Lexan, just depends on what you buy. I think there's only a couple that are the hard plastic. So, you know, the detail on these are pretty cool. One drawback though is the fact that detailing these things can take some time. It'll probably take me as much time to paint and mask and deal with this body as it will the building the rest of the kit. Anyway, hard plastic body, very, very cool, very scaled, very detailed. Really, you can't get much better than Tamiya, honestly, when it comes to bodies, you know, wheels and things of that nature. Here's the wheel set. It's that gold lace pattern, just like the box. Get that back up. They've got this just like that. I mean, it's exact. I'm probably not going to use these wheels because I'm going to go for kind of a different look. If this were a real Wrangler, it would probably be, what would they call this? The Sahara model, probably, with the premium wheels. Yeah, we'll probably save those for something else, but nevertheless. All right, then we've got a whole bunch of plastic parts, body trees, or body pieces, spare tire, fake spare tire. All the different kits. Where's the, oh, here we go. Here's the glass for the body. And then we've got suspension parts. All the different parts trees to this thing. Here's the chassis. There's our basic chassis right there. Now this kit's a little bit unique. The CC01 has independent front suspension and a solid rear axle. So I mean it's a pretty cool little kit. No, they're not as capable as an SCX10, but pretty scale when it's all done. I should mention though, some of you diehards are going to be, you know, saying, I know Jeeps don't have independent front suspension. Well, real Jeeps don't have independent front suspension, right? You know, I'm not that picky. It is not correct if you were to look at it from that way. But you know, it'll come together. It'll be a pretty cool car once we get done. All right, this box is going to contain the motor and the hardware and all that. Here's the tires. The tires themselves are about a 3.5 inch overall diameter, and they're kind of a Goodyear tread design, one of the older Goodyear tread designs. This tire's been around for quite a while. Tamiya's used this same tire on a lot of different kits, and you know, the rubber compound is very hard. These are going to prove they're not going to be very capable. But we're going to build it stock just to have a base point from which to build on. So we're going to use these tires for the first little while anyway and see how bad they are. Because I haven't driven, excuse me, I haven't driven a kit with this tire in a long time. It's years I haven't used one, so it'll be fun to see how bad they are. Put that right there. It's made it's kind of a dog toy rubber. It really is. They're not going to work well, but it'll be fun to try. All right, this box here is going to house the motor and the metal hardware. We've got our gear set in here. There's the gears. We've got the shock parts. We have metal hardware, more suspension hinge pins. Here's our bushing bag. This kit is equipped with plastic bushings. Bearings are not included in these Tamiya kits. If you want bearings, you'll want to buy them separate. There's 4 different sizes you're gonna need. You can find the bearing list online. When we get to that point, I'll probably post in the description as we're building it, because I will assemble this with bearings. More shock hardware, and the rest of our drive axles and shock springs, our diff housing here. This is the center drive shaft as well, metal hardware. We've got the motor, basic can motor, 540 size. This is pretty much a staple of all Tamiya kits. I mean, virtually every one of them includes this motor. It's basically a 27 turn can motor. One thing about this kit with this motor, it's fairly fast. This really wasn't designed to be a crawler or particularly a trail truck. It was, so with this motor, it's going to be pretty fast. Something we'll be working on in future builds. More driveline parts, and the rest of it's, pretty boring. Let's see, I knew I missed something. There's the LED kit for this. Looks like it's got headlights and tail lights, and the controller unit itself. So pretty nice. And then we also have a speed control. This is the electronic speed control. This kit has the TEU 104BK. So that's actually a pretty good controller. This is LiPo compatible. It does have a LiPo cutoff, forward and reverse, easy to program. It's not a bad unit. In most of the Tamiya kits I do, they include this speed control now, and it works pretty good. For this build, however, we'll probably get something else, but nevertheless, you do have one included that you can use. Some things you're going to need to buy for it. Let's put this away. Not going to take it too far because we're going to start building on it right away, so it doesn't really matter. Get it out of my way. Some things you're going to need to buy to complete this kit. I recommend bearings for it, but beyond that, you're going to need a servo. It does not include a servo. You're also going to need a radio with a receiver. You will need that, and a battery and charger. That stuff is not included with this kit. That's all I've got for this one. Should be a pretty fun little build. I'm kind of looking forward to making this thing work. I'm a fan of Jeeps. I like Jeeps. So it'll be fun to build. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.